If you've already walked one of the Camino de Santiago's or you're just looking for something a little different, allow me to introduce you to the Burren Way, a 4 or more day walk in County Clare, Ireland. I walked the Burren Way in May 2025 and created daily vlogs which I shared on Instagram. I've compiled them into this one video for easy YouTube viewing. This was my second long distance walk after walking the Camino Português last year. I was planning my next long-distance walk when I learned of the Burren Way. My Irish ancestors are from the Burren, and I knew immediately this would be my next walk. I bought a plane ticket and flew to Ireland the following week. I went to cooking school on a farm in County Cork, Ireland, and I know how amazing Irish food is, so I was very excited to experience some of the delicious foods the Burren has to offer. I hope you're hungry. Let's go. Come with me as I walk the Burren Way, a 5-ish day walk along the west coast of Ireland and through the Burren in County Clare. I started my first day with a delicious cinnamon roll and coffee on the beach in Lahinch where I'm starting the walk. The tide is out, so I just walk across the inlet to Liscannor. I meet a lovely woman walking her dogs on the beach, and she shows me the best way to get into town, which is by climbing this wall. I stop for a coffee in a cafe she recommends and end up buying some really heavy provisions. Also, I get some tips on the best walking route as the internet says the cliff walk is closed. Most of the morning is spent walking along quiet roads lined with the most beautiful stone walls. Friendly animals welcome me on my way, and this bag setup is a game changer. I stop for some food and a refreshing drink, and my new salt comes in handy. Have salt, will travel. I head to the Cliffs of Moher, and it is packed with tourists. I get to the end of the path and have to double back and then walk north to find the next access point. An official had warned me to only walk on the closed trail at my own risk, but responsible adults should be able to refrain from getting too close to the edge. Just use your intelligence. This is the first sign I see for the Burren Way. I dig into this loaf of sourdough I got from the bakery to get me through the last hour of today's walk. I come to Ireland often. It's one of my favorite places on earth, and the beauty of this country never ceases to amaze me. I've had an amazing first day with fantastic weather and stunning views, all topped off with a fabulous meal while listening to traditional Irish music. I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. Stay tuned for day 2. Come with me for day 2 as I walk the Burren Way in County Clare, Ireland. I start the day with a sourdough picnic at the glamping grounds and then walk for an hour north until I reach Doolin Cave. This cave was found nearly 70 years ago by 2 Brits during a caving expedition. They followed a river until they came upon this giant curtain-like stalactite created from limestone water droplets. And wow, is she stunning. I continue walking north and finally enter the Burren. The Burren is a limestone landscape, sometimes compared to the moon, made during the glacial era. I'm so happy to be in the Burren finally, and to be joined by these beautiful clouds. These signs are frequent now, which is reassuring. It doesn't feel lunar quite yet, but there are a lot of stones in the land and in the path. I'm walking on a green road. There are no cars allowed here, and you'll need to walk through these small slots in the stone walls. It starts to feel a bit desolate. I haven't seen another person in hours. It's just me, cows, clouds, and the most glorious breeze keeping me cool on this very hot day. I descend into the Cathair River Valley, which is where I'm staying tonight, and the path becomes quite limestoney. Needless to say, it's a bit difficult to navigate after a full day of walking. I arrived to my Airbnb, and it is lovely. I celebrate my walk today with a grilled cheese sandwich and Irish chips for dinner. Stay tuned for day 3. Come with me on day 3 as I walk the Burren Way in County Clare, Ireland. I'm not actually making any forward progress today, but somehow I'm still walking for 5+ hours. I've decided to stay a second night at my guest house so that I can go to Fanor Beach and a private garden nearby. As I walk through the Cathair River Valley, I am confronted with layered walls of rock and limestone boulders sitting on the slopes. Because of the dry days we've been experiencing in Ireland, I took the opportunity to sit within the dry riverbed of water-polished rocks. Around every corner is a completely new way of experiencing this very unique landscape of the Burren. I arrive at Fanor Beach and it is frigid. I feel instantly revived and yet scared off from the idea of submerging myself in it. No bother, I'm feeling more alive by the second. The Atlantic Ocean seems to have that effect on me. There's a pub down the street who's known to have delicious food, and oh my gosh, I can confirm. These fish and chips are outrageously delicious and go down a treat after all my walking the past few days. And now it's time for the garden tour. Meet Carl. He's the creative genius behind Cathair Bridge Garden. Over 30 years, he has created a very lush garden all built upon upon the solid limestone bedrock of the Burren. It's a labor of love, an absolute miracle that needs to be seen to be believed. Carl is an inspiration and a fabulous storyteller. I was mesmerized by the way he explained his process and the history of developing his garden. It's worth a visit merely to meet Carl and be inspired by the vision he has developed for this very special place. Stay tuned for day 4. Come with me on day 4 as I walk the Burren Way in County Clare, Ireland. This might be my longest and toughest day yet. It looks like there are no facilities until I reach my accommodation for the night, but not to worry as I've got lots of snacks and these stunning views to sustain me. I reach a high point of the Burren and look what I come across. Someone is drying turf in the sun. I walk along some busy roads which can be quite tight, and it seems appreciated when I pull over and stop walking for a moment to let the car pass. I'm on quieter roads now, and is there anything better than feeling the wind in your hair on a hot day? I come across some curious cows, and they are the friendliest ones I've met yet. I've arrived at Poulnabrone, my only stop for the day. It's an ancient megalithic portal tomb. In this location, 33 people were buried over a 600-year period more than 5,000 years ago. Surrounding the tomb is the most iconic example of the karst landscape of the Burren, which was originally created by glaciers and continues to be shaped by rainwater that erodes it. Well, this is a surprise. They serve food all day. I had an amazing lunch at Cahir Connell and then went for a tour, which was very interesting. The last 2 hours of the day are up and down hills, and it's beautiful, but honestly, I'm ready to be there already. I'm staying in Cairn, which is the area my ancestors are from. We don't know anyone from this side of the family, so I'm asking my host if she knows any local Cusicks. She's not sure, but she does know someone that I should talk to. Stay tuned for more tomorrow. Come with me on day 5 as I walk the Burren Way in County Clare, Ireland. My host put on this epic breakfast spread, and I may have taken a few extra bits in my pockets. I walk 30 minutes down the road to the hostel, where I'll be staying for a few nights. I've based myself in Cairn because this is where my great-grandfather was born, and I really want time to experience the place. But today, I'm meeting up with my cousin from my great-grandmother's side. I take the free shuttle down the hill into Kilfenora. I sit in the front for a better view and to chat with the bus driver. The shuttle is brand new as of May 1st, and it's so easy. It's absolutely perfect for people like me who are traveling on foot. My first stop is the Burren Center, which has a lovely exhibit about the history and life in the Burren. I explore a bit in Kilfenora. It's known as the City of Crosses, and I can see why. It's considered the smallest city in the world due to its 11th century cathedral. Mary arrives and we go to a cafe for a delicious lunch and chat. I haven't seen her in 10 years, and it's so nice to reconnect. Next, she takes me to the Kenny homestead. This is where my great-grandmother was born. I don't know why, but it really gets me. The young family who lives here now has built an extension, and I'm just so glad they left the original cottage intact. She takes me back to the hostel, and I meet up with Pat, who used to run a pub in Cairn, and ask if he knows any Cusicks in the area. He reaches out to a friend to ask if there's a connection, and we'll know more tomorrow. I end the day by watching one of my favorite shows, Cheap Irish Homes, and dream of having a small cottage of my own and making it a B&B. Stay tuned for day 6. Come with me on day 6 as I walk the Burren Way in County Clare, Ireland. I've got 2 stops today, and the first is the Michael Cusick Centre. Michael is the founder of the Gaelic Athletic Association and also a distant relation of mine. He is the cousin of my great-grandfather. This is the house where Michael was born. His father was a herdsman, and living in the house and using some of the land for his own cattle were perks of his job. Michael grew up to become a teacher, founded his own school in Dublin, and also launched a newspaper. He was a supporter and promoter of the Irish culture, language, and athletics at a time when the British were trying to suppress all the things that gave the Irish their identity. The manager and employees of the center were so helpful and kind, even offering to put me in touch with another distant relative who lives in New York of all places. The puka statue is a new addition to the grounds, after a competition was held to find it an appropriate home. This area of the Burren is called Pula Fuka, or Valley of the Ghosts, so it's fitting that it lives here now. On my way to Burren Perfumery, and I pass some of the most beautiful limestone landscapes so far. I'm not a huge fan of perfume, but I hear they have a beautiful garden, a movie about plants of the Burren, and a lovely cafe. I arrive and go right for the cafe because I don't want to miss the chance for a good meal. And here it is. I know I'm in Ireland with this meal, and seriously, what more could you ask for? On to view the movie, and it is lovely. A quick turn around the shop, and out to the garden, which is looking resplendent. On the way home, I play among the limestone rocks and follow the Temple Cronin Loop to see the 12th century church ruins. Delicious piece of carrot cake for dessert, and I'm ready for bed. Stay tuned for day 7. Come with me on day 7, my last day, as I walk the Burren Way in County Clare, Ireland. My guest house host suggested I take a shortcut through the pastures. There was no path, so I was happy for these posts marking the way. The weather continues to be glorious, sun on my face and the wild Atlantic wind in my hair. What could be better? And soon enough, I come upon the land where my great-grandfather lived before emigrating to Philadelphia. His older brother inherited the house and land, married, but they didn't have children. Her niece came to live with them, and they left the house to her, so it's her descendants who live here now. When I came to Ireland with my family 20 years ago, we met her and she told us the only bit of the original house remaining was the fireplace. I walk a bit down the road and spend some time playing among the stones of the burn, wondering if my relatives played here too. Taking the last bites of my sourdough loaf to get me down the hill. It's amazing that it's been with me this whole journey. Who could be lonely when you have a sourdough loaf walking companion? Continuing to marvel at this amazing landscape and the massive stones living here. I wish you could experience this for yourself. It's absolutely stunning. I finally made it to Corofin and I'm celebrating with some shamrock crisps. Before I catch the bus back to Ennis and then Dublin, the last thing I need to do is stop in the Clare Heritage Centre, where 20 years ago we had an ancestry report compiled. I ask about any updates, and yes, there are tons of new source materials, so I order an updated report. I'm so excited to learn more about my Irish family. Thank you for coming with me on this amazing journey. Let me know if you have any questions, and stay tuned for my next walk. I hope you enjoyed watching my Burren Way vlogs. I absolutely loved experiencing the stunning landscape of the Burren at the speed of a walker, and I hope I've inspired you to do the same. Check out some of the other videos I've made, some on long-distance walks, and others on food around the world. I've written a blog about why I went to cooking school on a farm in Ireland and why it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. You can find the link in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button because there are many more delicious adventures to come.